I'm happy to be here, not only as the minister in charge, but also as a professional and a citizen of this country. I believe in the tremendous potential of this country. I believe that if we all work together, we can achieve a lot. So there's an opportunity for all of you to be amongst the key contributors to the development of our nation. By doing so, together, we can be the beneficiaries of that ultimate development. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2005, when His Excellency President Mahinda Rajapaksa took over the government, as the fifth executive president, the GDP of this country was only $20 billion. During his tenure of 9 years, from 2006 until 2014, due to the rapid economic development in the country, the GDP grew to $80 billion, fourfold increment. The per capita GDP had reached $3,821 by 2014. At that time, we had achieved one of the fastest economic growths in whole of Asia. We were second only to China at that time. At that growth rate, central bank predicted a $160 billion economy by 2020. They predicted at that time, by 2020, we should have achieved per capita GDP of $7,500. Whether we achieved it or not, you know what happened. During the 2012-2014 period, I was the chairman of Securities and Exchange Commission. The Colombo Stock Exchange was regulated by us. At that time, the CSE or Colombo Stock Exchange was a true reflection of the economic development in this country. During that time, Colombo Stock Exchange had become the best performing stock exchange in whole of Asia and even won an international award for that early 2015. The market capitalization of CSE had increased fourfold from $5.7 billion to $23.7 billion during this period. Unveiling a 5-year plan in early 2015, I predicted a $100 billion capital market at that time. We had only $2.7 billion as our foreign reserves in 2005. But by end of 2014, the foreign reserves had increased to $8.5 billion. There again, if we had continued our growth rate, we should have achieved at least $15 billion by now. Our current president, His Excellency Gotabaya Rajapaksa, was the secretary to the Ministry of Urban Development after the war, since 2009 up until 2014. This was in addition to his responsibility as the Defence Secretary at that time. Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, then Defence Secretary, made significant contributions to the urban development activities of this country during his tenure. His contribution to the development of urban development and housing was unparalleled, and the Colombo city won an award as the fastest growing city in Asia in 2014, beating a city in China. The $850 billion investment in Shangri-La Hotel, restoration of Dutch Hospital, restoration of racecourse building, restoration of arcade building, launching of floating market, and the landmark World Bank project on Metro Colombo urban development and flood mitigation are just few of important initiatives during that period. Today, we are happy to see both these visionary leaders, the former president and the former defense secretary, at the helm of this country, once again holding different responsibilities. As the President and Prime Minister of this country, His Excellency Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Honorable Mahinda Rajapaksa have taken up the challenge of steering our economy towards prosperity despite a global pandemic which is affecting all nations alike. When His Excellency Gotabaya Rajapaksa became the President in 2019, 6.9 million people of this country had voted for his election manifesto, Vistas of Prosperity and Splendor. He had outlined 10 priorities in this policy framework, and development of physical resources is one of them. There are several ministries which are responsible for the infrastructure development of this country. Our ministry is one of them. The focus of our ministry is urban development and housing. Today, we are hoping to discuss with you some of the investment opportunities in this area. As all of you know, the second reading of the 2022 budget has just been passed in the Parliament with two-third majority. Present in the budget to the Parliament, the Finance Minister has very clearly outlined the desire of the government to get the private sector involved in the infrastructure development of our country. With such clarity in policy direction, it is time we started discussion with potential investors. So today's investment forum has been organized for that purpose. Our ministry has access to a lot of land and properties that can be used for development purposes. We have access not only properties belong to our ministry, but also to the other ministries because we coordinate with them. We are continuously looking for potential investors for these properties. We are also looking at public-private partnerships, as our chairman mentioned, for these development purposes. There are many benefits to investors who are choosing us as their project partner. Access to land that are situated in prime locations across the country, access to necessary utilities and infrastructure, and also faster approval process for your projects would be some of them. I must thank you for your presence at this event today, especially at a time we are just coming out of a pandemic situation. You are here today because you have confidence in Sri Lanka's future potential and you want to play an important role in our economic development. We appreciate that and welcome you to walk with us hand in hand, bringing prosperity to our nation. During the sessions planned for today, you will hear about overall investment strategy as well as detailed information about specific investment opportunities available with us. I hope you will make best use of the information provided. There will be a panel discussion at the end. You have the opportunity to get any clarification during this panel discussion for the questions that you may have. I would like to take this opportunity also to thank the Secretary to our ministry, the officials of the ministry, the Chairman, DG and the officials of UDA and the other government institutes who are supporting us. Without your commitment and support, we wouldn't have been able to organize this event with short notice. I wish you all a productive investment forum and sound deliberations. Thank you very much.